Thank you for joining us. Are you in both the Never Trump and Never Hillary camps? If so, never fear. There is an independent presidential candidate whose issue-driven campaign is restoring faith to beleaguered voters. And he might even have a shot at winning several states. Is presidential politics do-it-yourself style? Here's ABC's Terry Moran and our election countdown series, Inside the Final 30.
Here in Salt Lake City, it turns out that Utah is one of the most interesting stories in this election. In a campaign season so venomous,
such a nasty one,
the basket of deplorables,
so full of sound and fury, so divisive.
I guess the least of two evils.
Lesser of two evils.
Two evils.
A lot of voters are asking, is this all there is, all that our democracy can offer? Well, no.
Someone has to stand for principle in this race, no matter what.
There's another candidate, one you may not have even heard of. His name, Evan McMullin. It's a horse race here, and what makes Utah interesting this year is that the third candidate, who's only on the ballot in 11 states, is neck and neck with Trump and Hillary. On a quiet street in Salt Lake City, we visited the modest headquarters of the Evan McMullin for President campaign.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We're early. Yeah. Sorry. Can we take a little B-roll, maybe? A far cry from the party-funded headquarters of Trump or Clinton. This has a more homemade feel to it.
We're asking our volunteers to please use hashtags for Evan McMullin.
I honestly don't know much about Snapchat.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, appreciate it.
And with little fanfare, there's the candidate. Only his running mate, Mindy Finn, by his side. And no private jets here.
So what's best in terms of seating arrangements? What's best for you?
cameraman in the front seat.
Yeah, cameraman, you want to be in the front seat? This is how we roll. Yeah, exactly. Actually, we use Uber a lot.
That's probably a little different than the way Trump and Hillary are getting around.
Yeah, it is, but it works. You know, it keeps us light and flexible.
McMullin is 40 years old, born in Utah, spent 10 years in the CIA, where he says he hunted down al-Qaeda leaders in the Middle East. He was also an investment banker and a House Republican staffer. Now he's running for president. So I'm here with the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate. No security. No big.
Oh, these. I think you're undervaluing these two guys here. They're tough.
Why do you want to be president of the United States?
Well, it's more actually about my belief that we just need better leaders in this country. We stand for the fact that we're the only conservatives in this race, and that we stand for the fundamental ideals that have made this country special.
So what are we doing here? We're going to have lunch. Hires Big H Burgers. Not a campaign stop, just burgers with some of the volunteers.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Terry.
Hi, Terry. I'm Deborah.
Who are the backbone of this unlikely effort.
This was not what we did, it's what they did.
In part also because of the candidates we've got. Most Americans polls show.
Right.
They're there voting with holding their noses. But you don't have to with this guy.
And I got my ballot today. I was so happy. Just to be able to vote for somebody that I like.
There's something very Mr. Smith Goes to Washington about all this, isn't there? You know that old Jimmy Stewart movie?
And to bring about a healthful life to the growing youth of this great and beautiful land.
I'm happy with that comparison. That's fine.
Absolutely.
We need a new era of civic engagement in which we no longer passively just sort of accept the leaders that the two major parties give us, but rather that we need to seek out leaders who are honest and wise and then promote them into office proactively.
Andrew Jones, say hi.
Hi, Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thank you so much.
McMullin is a bit of a rock star here.
It's nice I can live with my conscience now, with my vote.
Good luck, man.
Oh, thanks a lot.
It feels like something is really happening in this state.
Good seeing you. You're the one we need.
But no handlers, no one to pay for his lunch.
How goes the campaign?
So far, so good.
I'd love to hear it.
All very sweet, for sure. But President Evan McMullin?
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Well, yes, a long shot, but not impossible.
Evan McMullin cannot win outright, but he still has a path to presidency. It starts with winning his home state of Utah and those 6 electoral votes. And by doing that, he needs to block both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump from getting 270 electoral votes and winning the presidency. The election would be tossed to the House of Representatives, where the Republican majority would have to pick Evan McMullin over Donald Trump.
Back in the car, McMullin reflects on it all.
2 months ago, I had 130 Twitter followers. And then when you have people who are stepping up and engaging online and otherwise to support this campaign, it's humbling. I'm Evan McMullin, and I'm running for president.
McMullin is also campaigning hard in Idaho and even taking aim at Wyoming. His slogan?
It is never too late to do the right thing.
In most ways, Evan McMullin is a staunch, classic Republican conservative.
We must abide by and honor the Constitution, which protects and secures the God-given rights of all Americans.
He opposes Obamacare, prefers tax cuts to tax hikes. He's a national security hawk and a pro-life candidate who would appoint Supreme Court justices to overturn Roe v. Wade. But he says he is more inclusionary.
We're also offering the American people a new generation of leadership, which I think is sorely needed, and also a new conservative movement, a conservative movement that welcomes people of different races and religions into the fold.
And a key constituency here, the Mormon vote. Why Mormons?
In the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, there are specific teachings about the leaders that one should search for in casting their ballot. And in Scripture, you have the words that leaders who are good, wise, and honest should be sought for and upheld.
Hal Boyd is the opinion editor of the Deseret News.
Latter-day Saints grow up in hearing about the Mormon pioneers and the persecution that they suffered. While they're certainly neutral with regard to partisan politics, on the matter of religious liberty, they stand strong.
Draper, Utah, a booming Salt Lake suburb, scene of the night's Evan McMullin rally.
It's as big as a major candidate's rally. Look, there's thousands of people here. Hi. Hello. How are you? Thank you.
Well, I'm glad that national news coming out to cover this.
Yeah, we're excited.
Well, you know, we're going to win Utah, so that's going to be news in itself.
That's for real, huh?
And there's momentum going.
The crowd, a few hundred, and many enthusiastic for McMullin's message.
You're all tricked out with Evan McMullin's swag. Why?
He's the man. When he first came out with his presidential bid, we were looking for somebody. We weren't excited about anybody, and right from the get-go, we liked Evan McMullin.
For me, I really look for character, vision, and competence, and I think Evan McMullin is a triple threat.
You guys are ringers, aren't you?
No, just groupies.
We can change the course of our country's history in a very positive way. So thank you very much for your support.
They line up to get a picture with the candidate. For this political rock star in the making, these are potential voters.
I didn't know a lot about them. I wanted to get a better feel and hear straight from his mouth what he's all about. And I'm leaving a lot more hopeful than when I came, so I'm actually very pleasantly surprised.
Deep down inside every American, there's a kind of longing, a sense that it's our birthrights to have a do-it-yourself, homemade, barn-raising, direct democracy. And yet here tonight in this high school gymnasium, say whatever you will about Evan McMullin and whether he can win or not, these people, they're doing it. And that's pretty exciting. We say goodbye.
And nice to meet you.
All right, thanks very much. Head back out on the road, feeling, I'll say it, a little bit better about America. For Nightline, I'm Terry Moran in Draper, Utah.